Hey, welcome to our weekly immigration podcast. We do all things immigration in the United States. We do it every week, and here we go. All right, we've got a couple of topics going on this week. Number one, we've got premium processing update, some news for you on that. We've also got some updates from the Department of Labor on PERM processing. We'll get you up to date on that. Finally, we have a couple new things coming through. TPS was changed, and there's some big changes we'll discuss with you so you can understand those changes in TPS. We've also got the end of our EB green cards coming up, all right? It is July, and the calendar year ends at the end of September. So we'll discuss some changes USCIS is doing with that. And finally, we've got a new bill that passed the House. So we've got the tweet from one of those online experts. We'll show you that, talk about it a little bit. Let's get going. All right, as you know, USCIS announced that they're going to allow premium processing to be expanded. Premium processing is a way to get a decision from immigration within 15 days. Premium processing has existed for a long time and have been very narrowly limited to basically H-1Bs and a couple other types of visas. Well, they announced recently that they're going to expand it, and they're rolling out that expansion on August 1st. On August 1st, you will be allowed to premium process multinational managers, okay, for the green card and the NIW green card. Now that means the I-140 that you file to get approval, the petition part, can be premium processed. So big benefits here because the multinational manager green card has been languishing. I cannot tell you how long we've had to wait for some of those cases, and I know most of those clients are going to pay for the premium processing. Do keep in mind that there are different prices for premium processing, and USCIS has them listed on their website, indicating how much it costs for you to get the premium processing for each individual case. That'll be starting August 1. Check it out. Now, along with the updates from USCIS, we do have some updates from the Department of Labor. Now, prior to the Trump administration, USCIS, the Department of Labor, were regularly giving out information about how long they're processing cases, how many cases they have in line, and what their estimated timelines were for finishing cases of a certain date. That kind of stopped during the Trump era, and that was an indication of what that presidency was about. It wasn't about being open, it wasn't about showing things, and it wasn't about sort of helping the consumer aspect of what the government does. Department of Labor has come out today with some announcements, well, not today, recently, and it looks like we have an update on PERM processing. As of June 30th, PERM processing is taking a little more than 6 months for a normal PERM case. The Department of Labor pointed out that cases filed before December are being adjudicated right now. The actual days for PERM processing are at 204 days, and if your case is under an audit, it's 279 days. Great information. We all love to know that because we plan around these things. Those are the numbers right now for PERM, and they did announce that prevailing wages are about the same coming out in about a 6-month time period. So the PWD, or prevailing wage determination or request, is done in a PERM process, is done in H-1Bs as well, and those are taken roughly about 6 months as well. Department of Labor has those actual times listed. All right, TPS, Temporary Protected Status. Well, TPS is a program that applies to many, many individuals, but is most well known for El Salvador and some Central American countries. It's been expanded recently. Ukraine has TPS, Burma has TPS, Venezuela's been extended TPS, Afghanistan, Syria. These are individuals from these countries can apply for temporary protected status and get this benefit of work permission and the choice to live here. Well, the USCIS announced about a week ago that they've changed what TPS can do. What happened was TPS was divided between different circuits about what TPS gave as a benefit. So USCIS issued a memorandum, cleared everything up, and it's pretty great. Essentially, it says that TPS counts as an admission to the United States for the purposes of adjustment of status, and what they're going to do to specifically deal with that is they're going to issue a very specific travel document, okay, on Form 512T, for individuals TPS that will count as an exit and as an entry, which means they're being inspected and admitted. Those words are important in the INA because they relate to the ability to get a green card inside the United States, being inspected and admitted. So TPS holders, this is really great news. really, really important. And if you've got TPS or you've traveled on TPS, you really do need to talk to an attorney, because what TPS is going to do now is give you the opportunity to use your TPS as an admission that you can then use to adjust status. Obviously, you need some legal counsel here because there's a lot of terms that I'm using that are kind of specific, but essentially TPS has new benefits. If you want to know more about it, give us a call. We're happy to talk, or talk to your attorney to figure out if you qualify for something new or something different if you hold TPS. All right, we're trying to update everybody on the employment-based green cards. This year we have 280,000 employment-based green cards, and we're coming to the end of the government fiscal year. Government fiscal year ends at the end of September. October 1 is the new fiscal year. And at this point, USCIS is behind. They have not finished visas, giving out all the visas, 280,000. And we faced this last year, where some 65,000, I believe, were lost completely because immigration didn't use them up. So as an update, they did announce that they're making major changes to try to get all those visas done, and here's what they're doing. So first and foremost, they're waiving the signature requirement of the I-693, where it has to be no more than 60 days before you file for adjustment of status. And that's really important if you're filing your case now to know that the civil surgeon's signature can have a different date on that. All right, so you need to check with your attorney on that. That's one of the biggest changes they're putting into place. Aside from that, they are hiring new people and trying to get more people in. They're providing overtime to support staff and supplemental staff so they can try to process cases. This is both at USCIS and Department of State. I'm sorry I didn't mention that, because overseas processing is just as important to use up these visas. More importantly, they're going to start waiving interviews and reusing biometrics where possible. Again, this saves time. No need for an interview. Again, something that was started during the Trump administration but was never required prior to that. Employment-based cases were able to get green cards without interview. Well, USCIS is going to start waiving those interviews. We saw that happen last year, a little bit later in the summertime. I'm hoping this is going to help get things moved along. Reusing biometrics is the same thing. It's saying simply we need new fingerprints. We can use the same ones we had before and make the case up to date using old prints. For now, USCIS seems to be working hard to do something to make some changes. I'm hopeful. I think it's positive. I'm not sure if we're going to get all those visas issued this year, but I like the effort, and I like the fact that they're telling us what they're doing. Again, a government more responsive to the people and to the constituents who actually use their services. Really important change, and I think we're seeing that with this new Biden administration. All right, guys. Final story here. Take a look at this tweet we've got put up right here. Now, this is from David Baer, and he said essentially that there's a new law that's passed the House, and his words are pretty exciting. Most important change to immigration in 2 decades, because it will protect children of immigrants in all classes to have them stay as individuals under their parents' case no matter what age they are. Now, you can take a look at the tweet, and you can actually go check it out online. He does have a nice thread. He explains it in detail and talks a bit more about what these benefits are. But what you need to know is simply this, that the age out of children has become a huge problem because of the backlogs that immigration has created, because of the country mandates, and because of a system that's essentially broken and doesn't really respond to our modern day needs. Our needs for employees, for workers from overseas, and how our country cap limits are affecting those workers. So this law, which passed the House, still needs to pass the Senate, but it will allow for individuals who are children to never age out, to always have a priority date, and always be eligible under their parents' case. This will save many, many lives in terms of people having to separate from their families, get a new visa status, or actually just miss out on getting a green card while their parents adjust status based on a case that's been pending for 7, 8, 9, or 10 years. All right, check the tweet out and check him out. He's a great guy, lots of information. Good to follow on Twitter. That's it for today. We covered the basic news in immigration. If you liked what we do here and appreciate us putting all this free stuff out there, give us a like, give us a follow, thumbs up, a comment down below, or send our YouTube video to your friends. It really helps us because essentially we're putting out free information all the time, and I do free consults all the time on Thursdays, and a lot of you guys call me, and I really, really appreciate all the people who call me and tell me like they love the content and they really appreciate all the work we do. You guys really make it worth our while to put the effort together to put stuff out there. So keep the calls coming in, keep the comments coming in. If you have a question, leave it down below. We'll try and answer it. That's it for now. Thanks a lot. Bye.